Hello, I want to talk about a research trip that I am entertaining. I want to go to Starkville, Mississippi, to the Presidential Library and Museum of Ulysses S. Grant. And the museum and library, they do have research grants available to students, and they help provide for travel expenses, airfare, lodging, the ability to make photocopies of any documents. And they award these scholarships, and they welcome students to apply. So there's a process. And in writing the grant, you want to be clear in what you're trying to study, and give as much detail, be clear, and have everything concise. And it's very important to make it easier on the institution or whatever funding avenue there is. Don't make them do extra work. Is a key element in obtaining a grant. Of course, you want to plan ahead. If the grant is going to be awarded, there's a timetable of when you can go and complete your research trip. So all of these things have got to be accounted for, and you have to contribute to the historical knowledge. So that's very important as well. And as far as the Mississippi State University and the Presidential Library and Museum dedicated to Ulysses S. Grant, they have just an abundance of material, and it's been utilized by historians. There's been grants awarded, and full-scale works have been written. My interest is in Grant's relationship with the Black community. Growing up in Southern Ohio, Grant's family was not too far away from slaveholding Kentucky. Grant's father was a abolitionist, a very vocal abolitionist. And Grant ends up marrying a Southern girl who owned slaves. The Dent family owned around 30 slaves. And so Grant, his relationship with the institution of slavery, his dad being an ardent abolitionist, his wife, and certainly his father-in-law, involved in the institution of slavery. Colonel Dent owning, a couple dozen slaves. Yet Grant, we see, will emerge during the Civil War as an advocate for civil rights. And of course, he ends up being the force that destroys slavery. His army, the Union Army under Grant, is going to be victorious, and slavery is going to be essentially destroyed. And in Grant's presidency, he did wonderful things as far as civil rights. So my research wants to focus on how did Grant go from a young man to a young soldier to an officer to a liberator. And hopefully this visit will give me a lot of good material to work with. Thank you.